somehow, in the white man's country, amongst ourselves, years ago, when the level of social responsibility was much higher, we didn't allow temperatures, pressures to build up to this extent. Somebody will be asking questions. Why is this happening? Why is this not happening? Etc., etc. But over here, when the situation becomes so corrupt, and some of us are benefiting materially, and others are suffering, I don't know whether it ends up looking as if we have special oxygen masks and we can't smell the gas on the ground, how the extent to which, the cost of living that people are suffering. Now, no, let me take just a few minutes of your time on this issue. The point I'm trying to make is, when Kukumba people, as recently as a few years ago, decided to wage war on other ethnic groups, killings, etc., grabbing children by the feet, smashing their heads against trees, etc. What caused it? It was just over what we all know, some chicken affair, some fowl. If responsible people expected would engage in this level of violence over a chicken, in effect, what does it mean? It means the temperature is not that stable. In other words, there's friction amongst the communities. Mibuada, am I lying? In other words, our lifestyle in relation to authority, the law, justice, etc., is being denied to the extent, whether in our traditional ways or in the orthodox, courthouses or the police station, people are feeling so deprived of justice that these things begin to pile up and pile up and pile up. Isn't it? And so with just that tiny little foul, whatever it was, it blows up. And that's what I mean when I say, in a civilized society, you don't wait for the gas to fill up the room. You can smell it immediately. Hey, this thing is going on here. This negativity, this corrupt act, which is leading to this and that, should be dealt with. And that is what ensures the stability of a society, of a community. But when we do away with it, all kinds of things happen. When you look at the way rubbish was being thrown anywhere and everywhere, that is how, because the society is unable to police itself effectively anymore. Why waste my time? He's enjoying up there, having a good time. So why should I be expected to be a disciplined citizen, to be a patriot, to not engage in corruption? His form of corruption is to dump the rubbish by the roadside, on the motorway, or further, etc. When you have people who've been trained the way some of us have been trained, like the Nathan Quaws, and have power, authority, to influence, to advise, and to take the advice, things of this nature wouldn't happen. But we become Ke power babote wode. We don't listen anymore. We've become impervious. Ladies and gentlemen, when the situation got that tight in those days, I was also scanning around. Not what you're thinking. No, I was also scanning around for people. Oh, what's his name? Ayikuyama said the beautiful ones are not yet born. I used to have a horse many years ago at the state of Birmingham that I named the Boni. The beautiful ones are not yet born. But with time, I realized when I run into people like Justice Annan, etc., I knew the beautiful ones were there. It's just that the political space does not allow people of such integrity to get on the stage. We undermine them with money politics, etc. At Champong's time, for instance, I know some of our finest officers were just posted out all over the place, put over corporations so they can also go and taint their hands and lose their moral authority, the ethical value. You've got to understand me standing and talking this way, or taking us back into history. I can't talk about these. I can't come to this man's function or your function without making reference to these things. So, it became very palpable, discernible. Obviously, people could see it, could hear it. You're scanning through because it's like the country was leaderless. They are there all right, but you're looking for somebody you can respect. We're looking for somebody to lead us. Can you believe, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nathan Kwau's name was in the air? I found out, like scanning around, talking to a few people here and there. Mr. Nathan Kwau, that's the level of respect this man enjoyed. And I'll leave the rest. When we made our move, and I have to find competent people. Somebody like Justice Annan. I don't know if I ever told you how I met him. Yeah, do you want to hear it? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I was. I was either in my car or on a motorbike and near the survey department going to the Air Force station. No, Air Force mess. I met this elegant, but casual but elegant looking young lady by the roadside. And of course, I was attracted. Oh, no. No. No, you listen, no. There was something so captivating about this young lady. So I drew closer to her to chat her, to have a chat with her. And she was very lucid, very polite. I think I took her with me to the mess. We had a drink and I sent her home. But you know, listen. I was so impressed, I'm saying, with this young lady. I was wondering who her parents are. Not her. Because she was quite young. There was something quite special, which had to come from a home. Mimale. Can't follow flow. Can't follow flow. Took her home, Met the mother, who was behind her sewing machine. Justice Annan was in pain. I left, but I had to come back later. And those days, Justice Annan's name was there, Anibaita, etc. But around that time, I was in charge of the armed forces boxers. And yeah, that so-called Yokegari story. No, but it's true, except that somebody got something wrong somewhere. You can ask if you want to hear it. What happened? Justice Annan, in charge of the boxing, what you call it. And we were going to stage the armed forces version of the World Military Games in Ghana. And there was another fight going to take place. I think I don't know whether it was Poison or whoever. And on this hot, blazing day, I went to the stadium just to go and check if seats and the rings and everything were organized properly. And there was this tall, majestic-looking man in his suit, in the sun, checking the chairs and arranging the chairs himself. And I approached him and realized and heard his name, Justice Annan. This was the man, the father of that girl I gave a lift to. Justice Annan was one of the finest, judges, men I had ever come across. Mr. Joe Churchman, my wife's father. But the beauty of this combination was that Justice Annan, incidentally, was his student. How perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, June 4th happens. The giddy-giddy was so giddy-giddy that there was very little you could do. But when one had to come back the second time, straight away, the beautiful ones are not yet born. No, they're born, they're there. I went fishing for them. Put them together, let's go. Leaders. The Justice Annans, etc. Mr. Nathan Gwal. Mr. Nathan Gwal. There was something interesting that happened, young man. The one who could fetch him for me was a certain gentleman. In uniform. I didn't want to say it. But he used to work with him also at the castle in those days. And he was speaking highly of Mr. Justice Annan, his senior, etc., etc. So I said, please, go and look for him. And set up your office. Which is what happened. Met Mr. Nathan Kwao, etc. And left it at that, and work was going on. One day, I decided to say hello to them through the office. There was this